Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome back to part 2 of this reading of Fire on the Mountain. If you haven't watched part 1, go ahead and go watch that. I'll put the link in the description below. Watch part 1, and now we're doing part 2. Let's get into it. Chapter 3, Sugeng makes some friends. The next day, Eddie gave him his first job. He went with Cardi to eating places. Cardi was his friend now. They cleaned people's shoes. They had to give half of the money to Eddie. They kept the rest for themselves. Sugeng was happier, but he wanted to be with his family. So remember, Sugeng ran away from his village after the volcano started to erupt, when there was fire coming out of the volcano. And he found this group of boys, and now he's working with them. After a few days, Eddie gave him some newspapers to sell. Sugeng worked with Yanto. They tried to sell the newspapers for a lot of money. They could sell the newspapers for 50 rupias, and they could still have some money for themselves. But they always asked for 100 rupias. Sometimes people gave them 100. When this happened, Sugeng and Yanto had a big meal. That means they had a lot of food. Yanto's mother and father were dead. He lived in his brother's house. Sugeng sometimes went there to sleep. On other nights, he slept under a bridge. That's not good. One day, when Sugeng was on the street with his newspapers, a man walked past. Sugeng looked at him. "That's my father," thought Sugeng. He ran after the man. The man walked into a busy shop. Sugeng could not see him. He waited outside and looked at every face. Then he saw the man again. The man came nearer to him. Sugeng ran to him. "Father!" he cried. The man looked down at him. Sugeng stopped. It was not his father. Sugeng felt very sad. He walked slowly away. "My father and mother are dead," he thought. "I am alone now." The next morning, Eddie said to Sugeng, "Come with us, we've got another job." Sugeng, Cardi, Eddie, and Yanto went into a shop. Eddie said to the man in the shop, "I want to see some knives." The men went to get some knives, and he showed them to Eddie. Eddie talked to the man, and they looked at the knives. Cardi went near the back of the shop. The man could not see Cardi there. But Sugeng watched him. Cardi took something and put it under his shirt. So now it seems the boys all together, are stealing things. "These knives are too expensive," said Eddie. "I'll look in another shop." And they all walked out of the shop. "Have you got it?" Eddie asked. Cardi pulled out a screwdriver from under his shirt. He gave it to Eddie. "Good," said Eddie. "This is a screwdriver." "But you didn't give the man any money for it," said Sugeng. Eddie just laughed. Ha ha ha. Sugeng did not say anything more, but he did not feel very happy. They walked to the market. In front of the market, Eddie said, "Cardi, Yanto, you know what to do. Sugeng, you stay with me. Watch what they do. You can learn a lot from these boys." Cardi and Yanto walked among the people in front of the market. They walked near a woman with a bag. Cardi pulled her a little, and Yanto pulled her bag. The woman held on to her bag. She called out loudly. People turned to look at her. "Someone tried to take my bag," she said. Cardi and Yanto laughed. They ran down the street. Some people called, "Stop, stop!" Others ran after them. But Cardi and Yanto were too fast. Everyone in the street looked at Cardi and Yanto and at the woman. Eddie said to Sugang, "Now, no one is watching us." He walked to a car. He took the screwdriver and began to take the small mirror off the side. Sugang was very surprised. "What are you doing, Eddie?" he said. Then a man came to the car. He saw Eddie and Sugang. "Hey, that's my car. What are you doing with my mirror?" Eddie turned. He gave the screwdriver to Sugang. "Run," said Eddie, and he ran quickly among the people in front of the market. At first, Sugang was too surprised to run, but then he tried to follow Eddie. It was too late. He felt a hand on his arm. Chapter 4. Sugang finds a new home. "I've got you," the man said. He held Sugang with one hand. He started to hit him with the other. By this time, there was a policeman in front of the market. He came because of the noise. He saw Sugang and the man. "What's happening here?" he said. "This boy tried to take the mirror from my car. Look, he has a screwdriver." "Come with me," said the policeman. Sugang was too afraid to say anything. The policeman took Sugang to the police station. The man came with them. At the police station, the man told his story, and then he went away. The policeman asked Sugang some questions. "What's your name? Where did you get this screwdriver? Where do you come from?" Sugang was afraid. He could not speak. "Do you come from this town?" the policeman asked. "No," said Sugang. "What's the name of your village?" Sugang told him. The policeman thought for a few minutes. "Come with me," he said. He took Sugang to a small room and he left him there. There was only one small window in the room. Sugang was alone. He thought about his family. He thought about his home on the mountain. He was very unhappy. He was very sad. "All my family is dead. I don't have a home. I have nothing," he thought. Then he heard the policeman again. Sugang was not afraid. He had nothing. What could he lose? The policeman came into the room. "Is your name Sugang?" he said. "The police have Eddie and the others," Sugang thought. "Yes," he answered. The policeman said, "Your father and your mother are looking for you." Sugang was surprised. "They're alive?" he asked. "Yes," said the policeman. "The fire from the mountain burnt your village. The government is building another village in a different place. Your family is there now. But why did you have that screwdriver? Why were you near the car?" Now Sugang was really afraid. His family was alive, but he could not go to them. "Tell me," said the police officer. "I can help you." Sugang told his story, and the policeman understood. That afternoon, the police took Sugang in his jeep to the new village. On the way, they drove past the market. Sugang saw Eddie, Yanto, and Cardi. They were near the market, but Sugang did not say anything to the policeman. The policeman wanted to catch Eddie, but still Sugang did not say anything. Eddie and Yanto and Cardi were his friends. The people in the new village came out of their houses when they heard the jeep. They laughed and called out when they saw Sugang. He laughed too, and he called out to his old friends. Then the jeep stopped, and Sugang saw his family. He ran to them. Sugang means happy or safe. Now Sugang was happy and safe. All right. Thank you so much for finishing this book with me. I hope that you liked it. Tell me down below if you like this and you want to see more stories just like this. Make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell to get more stories just like this. Thank you. Bye.